Hello there! What's going on, everyone? Today, I'm going to be building a list for Star Wars Armada, and this one's going to be a Rebel Squadron-based list, primarily built to combat enemy squadron-based lists. If you think you're going to go up against a bunch of Sloan, TIE fighters, or interceptors, and things like that, I am going to put together a list for you. And this is going to use a lot of different stuff. So I am using Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder today. And we'll put a link to this, but it's armada.ryankingston.com. And if you donate, you can actually save your fleets here. It's a fantastic fleet builder. So just in case you were curious, I mean, I use this in a lot of videos, so I'm pretty sure you guys are already familiar with it. And we have all of our ships over here. I'm actually going to do Squadrons first. So I've been kind of experimenting with Squadrons a little bit more lately. And one of the things I find is when I do a squadron build, it helps me a lot more to do all the squadrons I want to do first, because then I know kind of how many squadrons I have. And then as I'm adding ships, I can be like, hey, do I have enough ships to activate all of these squadrons? Or am I going to go with rogues? Or am I going to go with like a combination? Or do I not have enough ships to do this? And do I need to maybe scale back on the squadrons a little bit? And so that's kind of where the basis for this list comes in. So we're going to go with squadrons first. Now, one of the things I want to do with squadrons is I want to try and use some squadrons that I don't normally use, right? Or at least in certain ways that I don't normally use them. Now, I want to have a lot of squadrons because I want to do two things with these particular squadrons. Is I want to be able to destroy enemy squadrons, but I also want to do damage to ships. And so we're going to see a little bit of a couple of different things with this list. Also, before I jump too far into this, I do want to remind you guys there's still time left to win the $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. If you're already a subscriber, you're already halfway there. All right, so that being said, I'm going to start off with some Z95s. Z95s have swarms, they have reroll, and they have the potential to do a lot of damage because they got red dice. You can roll doubles on them, and if they're working together with other ships, they're going to have swarm. I'm going to actually have 4 Z95s, but I'm also going to add our named Z95, Lieutenant Blount. There he is. And what he does is, of course, he's got scatter. He's a scatter ace, so that's also nice. But he's got swarm, and when another friendly squadron with swarm at distance 1 is attacking a squadron, it may reroll 1 die in addition to any dice rerolled from swarm, which is nice. Now, this doesn't have to be at the swarm roll. It may reroll 1 die. So even if you roll 2 hits and a blank and you reroll the one with swarm, you can also and it comes up blank again. This is a separate reroll. It's not considered part of swarm. So it's just like he's really good for this. And usually I don't use Lieutenant Blount, and I was like, I really want to find a way to use him. So now I've got 5 Z95s here in this list, and I figure like this is a little bit of shooting the moon, right? Because I'm hoping I get some doubles. I'm hoping, because in theory, with a Z95 you could get an accuracy and then 2 doubles and like stop a scatter ace and oh, I got all this damage on like that can totally happen, especially when you've got 2 rerolls on each of these Z95s. And Blount's got scatter, so he's a little bit harder to be instantly killed. So that much is pretty cool. So that's good. But they're also decent potentially at going after ships because they're still rolling the red die against ships. So I want to add a couple of other things. I want to have some bombers to go after squadrons. And I think, hey, if I'm doing this, what better option than Dagger Squadron? Because, hey, Dagger Squadron's a B-wing. It's a bomber. Great damage against enemies, right? Okay, that's awesome. Look, we got a blue and a black. It's going to be so great against that. But, if we're going up against squadrons, guess what? We've got Swarm. Swarm is already good. And now we've got Lieutenant Blount giving Dagger Squadron. So, Dagger Squadron now is dual role, and this is the perfect way to support Dagger Squadron doing everything he has ever dreamed of doing. Take out a couple of TIE fighters with double rerolls, then go after the ships once all of the screen is dead. Love Dagger Squadron for this. It's a great way to do it. Hey, if we're gonna have some Bwings, let's put 10 num in here too. We're using a lot of named pilots. Now Dagger Squadron doesn't have the braces, but 10 num does, and 10 num is going to basically say when attacking a squadron, you may spend a blue die with a critical icon. If you do, each other enemy squadron at distance 1 of the defender suffers a damage. So 10 num can go in there against the big groups and just shotgun blast, hurt a whole lot of people. And again, after he's taken out enemy squadrons, he can just turn around and go after the ships. Great dude here. Awesome stuff, right? Now, that is all fine and good, but what if my Bwings are a little too slow? Well, if my Bwings are a little too slow, let's throw in a classic. Let's throw in Shara Bey, who's amazing for taking out squadrons. Also, exceptionally good at disrupting enemy squadron formations, like flying her, because she's speed 5, flying her to the back of an enemy squadron formation, and then saying, oh, well, now you guys up front can either all focus in on her, and by the way, she's counter 3, and she's going to do so much damage when she counters you, and she can also scatter. She's hard to kill. People don't want to shoot her. She's just so great. I love her. I love using her. I don't like having to go up against her. Yeah, so she's nasty. So we've got all of that. Well, what if they start going after Shara Bey and Lieutenant Blount a little too early? I need an escort in here. I need some X-Wings. I can put Luke or I can put generic X-Wings. But let's stick with the theme of named pilots because we're not at our maximum yet. We're only at 93 points. We got room. Let's go with the classic combo of Wedge and Dutch. Wedge Antilles first. First off, he's got escort, so we can put him in there when we need to if we need somebody shooting at him. He also is bomber. He's got a black die he can roll against ships. Awesome. Right? But he also rolls 4 blue against squadrons, so X-Wings are naturally kind of right in that sweet spot of being like the Mario, the well-rounded, best of both worlds ships, right? So that's good. But then if you're activating somebody who's already gone, you get to add 2 blue dice to your attack pool, which is really good if you're going up against a squadron that wants to be, oh, I'm obstructed, you can't shoot me, no problem, I got extra dice, no problem. Wedge is just great for that, and he's really good at finishing off those hard-to-kill squadrons. He's a good ace hunter, and I like him for that. And then, of course, once they're dead, he's a black die bomber. Go for it. And then his buddy here is Dutch, and Dutch is the one who is like the 1-2 punch. So this is basically Dutch is going to shoot the ion cannon. And if he hits, then he toggles their defense ladder so he can actually shut an ace down beforehand, setting up Wedge to go in and throw 2 extra dice. And of course, once all that's done, they're still bombers. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 nice bombers in this list. 4 black die bombers. 2 of them are Bwings that have extra dice. Plus Shara Bey, who's going to roll black dice on ships. Plus Lieutenant Blount and his squad of Z95s that can potentially get double damage on ships also. So there's a lot of ship damage potential in here as well. So we should be able to clear up squadrons. So like counting right now, because I like to have even numbers. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 4. So that's 10 squadrons. That's a lot of squadrons. We're at 128, coming awfully close to that 134 cap. For squadrons, so that's not half bad. Now it comes time for us to add some ships, and I decided I wanted to go with a Sato list, and so I'm going to start off with the Flagship. I need a lot of squadrons. I need to be able to activate 10 squadrons, so I need to have high activations, and I'm going to go with an MC-80 command cruiser. Not the best Sato ship, but certainly not bad. Certainly not bad. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to put Sato on here because, hey, he's going to be my commander. And the idea between, for Sato as the commander here, and of course you could probably swap this around with a lot of stuff. Dodonna would be good if you wanted to free up more points. Dodonna would be absolutely fine here. But I'm thinking I won't have a problem getting my squadrons close to enemy ships because I am going to be destroying any screens and then just going right in and just, taking unobstructed pot shots all day long. So Sato's just going to make that all the much more better. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Get a lot of fun black dice there. I'm going to give Sato Adar Talon because I love Adar Talon, and he is going to give me a lot of flexibility in this list. If I've got that hard to kill ace, I can use Adar Talon on Wedge. If I've got that, lots of big swarms, like I'm going up against 16 TIE fighters, I can Adar Talon 10 num to go after that. Or if it's just ships, I can Adar Talon either Dagger Squadron or 10 num so that they get that extra double attack bomber hit, whoever's in the better position. So it's just really, really good stuff as far as that's concerned. So I like the idea of Adar Talon. He turns, he's almost like an extra 19 points for only costing 10 if I can activate 10 num twice, right? Now, on an MC-80, I've got to have electronic countermeasures. I've got to have that because I need that to stay alive. That's just a given. Gotta have it. For offense, I'm just gonna give this one of my favorite new upgrades, Link Turbo Laser Towers. Just gonna give it that. Get that red die reroll. Even for them side arc shots with Sato, I'm still gonna be able to get a red reroll. If I get close to somebody and I get the front double arc, I can roll two. I can change the 2 blue to black and then leave a red and then reroll it with the Link Turbo Lasers. I can do a lot of fun stuff like that. So I like, and also Link Turbo Lasers is also good for Anti-Squadron if I find myself having to do that. So that's going to be the flagship. Now, this is only going to be a 3-ship build. I am going to go with a Yavaris. It's so hard not to use Yavaris. It's just it's hard to be doing Rebel bombers and said, I don't want Yavaris. It's hard to kind of arrive at that conclusion. Now, the good thing about Yavaris is you don't have to put a lot on Yavaris. I don't have a whole lot of points left. If you look, I'm already at 352. One thing I do really, really like putting on Yavaris so I can keep it kind of safe is our flight commander. So I can say I'm going to activate my squadrons after I move. That's just great for a number of reasons. But I like to keep this Nebulon in the back, and this is going to work well with Sato. So you're seeing a little bit of synergy here. The MC-80 is fine with Sato. It's not perfect, but it's also super tanky. So like I figured while it's not completely optimized for Sato because it doesn't have 2 red in the front in this particular build. Although if I had put spinal armament instead, that might have worked a little better. But I wanted the rerolls. But yeah, like it's fine. I do like Flight Commander on here because I can keep this guy safe. He's going to be able to swoop in from behind. Hey, I've only got 3 red out the front. No, actually, I've got 2 black and a red. Oh, and I probably not going to do concentrate fire on the Nebulon, but but if you somehow did, that would be an option as well. And then we're going to add, of course, we're going to add a flotilla. And instead of going with the medium transports, I'm actually going to go with the GR75 combat retrofits because I can only fit really 3 ships in this particular build. I wanted all of them to be able to shoot and use Sato. And one of the cool things about this ship is now I can take this a flotilla, which you don't expect to be much of a threat, and have it roll black dice at medium range or potentially long range. Like if you really wanted to put like disposable capacitors on there, you could concentrate fire and all of a sudden turn this thing into 2 black dice at long range. Like you could potentially do that, which would be nuts. It'd be super fun too. But yeah, so that's what this one's going to run. He is going to run Bright Hope to help stay alive. Bright Hope's almost mandatory. And we're going to run Bomber Command Center because we got a lot of bombers. Let's not that much. Like you could maybe not run Bomber Command Center. And it's fine, but I'm gonna throw it on there. And I am also going to put Torrent Fart. This is going to give me my blue die rerolls. This will work for the ships a little bit, but this is really going to be good for the squadrons. Like, hey, Dagger Squadron, you got 2 rerolls from Lieutenant Blount. Oh, but you also have another reroll here too. Oh, Wedge, you're going after that Ace Hunter. Oh, you didn't quite get the accuracy you needed to stop this. No problem. We got an extra reroll from Torrent Fart. So I dig that. So that's kind of what we have going on. And the last thing we're going to do is boosted comms, so I can keep this one a little bit farther away if I don't want my Bomber Command Center to die quite so quickly. Also, I've got 3 ships. I don't want them bumping into each other, so this is going to give me more flexibility on how I fly them in formation. I only wish I had more points because I put boosted comms on the MC-80 also. But, it is what it is. And that brings me exactly up to 400 points, which means I'm probably not going first. But that's okay. I don't mind that. I've got enough squadrons. I'm going to be going last with squadrons for sure, right? Well, maybe. Let's talk about objectives. So for assault, since I do have a flotilla, I'm going to go with most wanted. This one is a great one when you have when you're at least sure that you're going to be able to go after 1 ship. I'm going to be able to, because if I'm second player, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to take your most expensive ship. I just have to kill that ship. Oh, by the way, I also get a die of any color added to my pool. No problem. I'm going to make my most wanted ship the flotilla. So good luck going after that. It can scatter. And it doubles the fleet point cost. So it's a really great way to get like an extra. Oh, your Star Destroyer, no problem. Oh, your Starhawk, no problem. And of course, you have to kill the Starhawk, but I've got a lot of squadrons here. Should be able to do it. So that much is fine. It's the most wanted. Really great whenever you got a cheap flotilla. Granted, this is the slightly more expensive version of the flotilla, but that's fine. It's going to get me probably at least 100 points. if I go yellow, and this one I'm thinking fighter ambush. One of the reasons for this is I've got some Bwings in there. I've got some slower ships, and I can potentially get them deployed out way farther and have them shooting, because one of the problems you run into with Bwings is they're slow, and unless you're going to run rapid launch bays or something like that, you're probably going to run into things where like, hey, my Bwings are too far away, I can't quite get them where I want them. So I don't necessarily have to drop the fighters directly in front of the enemy fleet, although you can if it looks like, hey, they're coming this way, you could totally do that, but they'll probably be out of activation range if you do that, which factors into Yavaris's desire to want to maybe activate their commands after they move with Flight Commander. So that's something that could synergize there a little bit as well. Although your flagship would have a real hard time getting in range because it's only speed 2. We don't have engine techs on there. So it's like, at a certain point, maybe you drop 8R Talon for engine techs. I could see a lot of people. Let me know if you think that'd be better, right? I'm kind of hoping that everything comes together and maximizes perfectly, and because there's a certain point where you wouldn't need engine techs anymore, but I can't imagine there ever being a point where I wouldn't want to use 8R Talon. So that's kind of why I made that choice here, but I could see an argument for either way. And then for our blue, I think the best option here is going to be superior positions, because I'll be able to take shots on the rear of enemy ships. I'll be activating squadrons all day long with this, and I'll be getting 15 points a pop. Boom, 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 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Lots and lots and lots of points. And then also really the same thing with fighter ambush too, when all those squadrons are attacking ships. And I think I should be able to plow through enemy squadrons and then start attacking ships. Now, I have 10 squadrons. Now we've got 2 squadron activations here, 2 here, and 4 here. So that's only 8. But assuming I'm probably going to lose some Z95s, I should be good. Also, I can have everybody stock a squadron token fairly early in the round. I can have everybody do a squadron command on the first turn. Then no problem. Now I've got enough to activate potentially up to 11. So I think that's kind of the way I would run this. And yeah, there we go. That is the list. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a terrible list? Do you think it's a great list? Do you think it's just interesting to see some squadrons getting built again? And there's a kind of a printout of the list if you wanted to see it, kind of bigger there. All right, but guys, that's the list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing, and I could not do this without your continued support. So thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.